Hello guys, thanks for joining us on another board game night. Tonight we're playing Bloodborne, the card game from designer Eric Lang, and publishers are CMON or CMON, cool mini or not. With me tonight I have D.
Hello.
James.
Hey.
Martin. And myself, Jason. This is my copy of the game. We've all played a few times except James. He's not played it at all yet. Alright, so what's going to happen here is we're going to give you a basic overview of how this game works. I'll show you a couple of the rules in the beginning, the components, and then we'll come back with a sort of a gameplay turn where you can see us playing through the game so you can see what it's like. And then once the game is finished, we'll come back again with our end of game verdict and results of who won and so on. So, first things first, we get a boss to fight, and there's a stack of different bosses. This is the one we'll be fighting tonight, which is Murgo's Wet Nurse. That sounds good. It comes with 17 health, as you can see at the bottom there, and it tells you what dice it uses to attack with. And then it also tells you what trophies you can earn if you defeat it. It also has a special ability. This one is not particularly that bad, because at the beginning of each round we get 1 health.
You use the word particularly a lot.
It's particularly not particularly bad.
Yeah. So we have over here a deck of minions, and with some.
Well, that's the final boss. Then there's 7 minions and 3 bosses in this deck, which we basically need to kill before we fight the final boss.
Yeah, so it's like revving us up, and then over here we have some upgrade cards, and I'll get back to those in a minute. So each of us starts with 5 cards in our hand. We have 2 melee weapons. They're all exactly the same. So the Hunter's Axe, Soul Cleaver. We have a Hunter's Pistol, and then we also have a Hunter's Dream and a Transform card. So on your turn. And we have a little, just turn this towards me more quickly. We have a little round marker here. The first thing we do is choose and play an action card. So on our turn, we'll have a first player Martin, which is, I think you're the first player, aren't you?
I am.
So Martin will choose a card. We'll all choose the same card at the same time. So for example, I choose the Hunter's Axe, he might choose something else, everyone else chooses whatever they want to play. It's a kind of a semi-co-op game. So once we've chosen, we then all reveal, and then starting with the first player, he'll get to do any instant actions, which if you play a ranged weapon like the Hunter's Pistol, it has, this won't zoom in now, so it says instant effect, so it gets to shoot before anyone else, but only if it's played on its own, I think. So, and then the monster will attack. So in this case, this is the first monster revealed. This monster rolls the yellow dice. Now the dice are different, dangerous.
It's a traffic light system, isn't it? So red one's the worst, and then green one is the least bad, I guess. None of them are that nice, though.
No, we all start on 8 health to begin with. If you get knocked out, like once you reach 0, you're knocked out for the turn, and then you have to go to sort of this dream world to replenish your health and upgrade your cards and stuff like that. And you can also go there voluntarily by playing the Hunter's Dream card.
Yeah, the difference between the two is if you do the Hunter's Dream card, you get all your cards back into your hand as well, whereas if you die, you don't.
Yeah, unless you're only left with the Hunter's Dream card.
Yeah.
Alright, so once everyone's revealed their cards, and the people that are dead don't get to play their card, and this is after obviously the monster's attacked, we then get to do damage to it. So starting with Martin, whatever he played, he'll do damage to it and take the blood echoes from the monster. So let's say he did 2 damage, he would take 2. So let's say I played the Hunter's Axe, I would take 2. Let's say D did the Soul Cleaver, so he would take 1. And then if that James was still left over, he didn't do any damage, so he doesn't get any of the echoes.
Also, the point on there as well, if D had done more than 1 damage, he would still only take 1 blood echo, because it doesn't have more blood to give it.
And they go into this pile over here. So this is where you can see collected blood echoes. So this is not banked points yet. This is just on standby. Because when you play the Hunter's Dream card, you can then bank the blood you have stored here into this area over here. So that's when they become score.
Well, they're still worth points, aren't they, here? However, they're vulnerable points.
Yeah.
Because if you die, you lose all of them. And they can be stolen from you with various effects and things as well.
Which could... one thing I didn't mention about the dice, though, is like it's got this little plus symbol. So when the monster attacks, let's say you rolled that's 1 plus, and then you roll again.
And they're exploding dice, aren't
so
they?
it'll be like, 3. So that's pretty much that. We keep going through the deck until we've either defeated all the bosses and the minions, and then defeated the boss. The person with the most blood in their banked blood area is the winner. And then
Well, there's points, isn't there, with blood is worth points. You've got these trophy things which move these tracks up, and they're worth those points as well. In fact, I think that's it, isn't it? They're the points, yeah. So it's total blood plus where you are on those tracks.
And it's got a little bit of a mini deck building as well. You've got these 5 starter cards. When you go to the Hunter's Dream, you can upgrade with a new card. You can never have more than 7 cards, though. So once you add the 3rd card to the starting pile, you'll have to ditch one. And you'll most likely ditch some of the starter cards because they're less good, if you like. And then that's that. We keep going round and round until we defeated all the monsters or give up.
I've just realised as well, because we're playing a 4-player game, everything gets +1 health.
There we go. So we're going to add 1 more health to that.
And
You put your blood back as well.
Oh yeah, which is stolen, yeah. Just give James a leg up. Alright, we'll be back in a few turns, and then we'll show you how the gameplay flows. Alrighty, so we're a good part through the game. These are all the monsters we've defeated already. And so we have this boss that's just revealed now, the Witch of Hemwick. So you can see there what it does. It's not a particularly dangerous boss in terms of dice rolling.
the artwork's quite good, by the way. We've just covered it with blood tokens.
There you go. You can have a look. So that's pretty cool. Hunters with no trophies above level 3 claim 1 trophy of their choice if they inflict any damage to this. So it's got 9 health, but because we're playing a 4-player game, it gets +1. So it's got 10 health. Those were the 10 blood tokens are for. This is what I'm sticking at. I've only got 5 bank blood, and I've got 4 sitting here currently. This is what my trophies look like. That's what Martin's is like. He's got 11 banked
and 1 in the reserve. Or...
James has got 12 banked.
I'm not doing that much.
Dee's got 14 banked,
14
I think.
banked
And
for
4.
No, we all be doing this turn though.
So you can tell by that I'm doing really badly because I got screwed on the last turn by my own volition. So that's quite annoying. Martin's the first player. First thing obviously we do is choose a card to play. So I think I'm going to go with this.
Will you though?
And then once everyone's chosen, then these are the cards we've also ditched already, so you can see we've gone quite through a large part of the deck. There's not many cards left in here. When this runs out, they just don't get any more.
That being said, there's only sort of this creature, 1 more there, and then the final boss. So
True, yeah.
it may not be relevant.
So everyone's chosen?
Yep.
So now we reveal. I've got a Saw Spear.
So any transforms? No. Any
I've got-
instant effects?
yes.
So then James.
Ludwig's rifle. I get to do this rifle attack if there's no other.
Okay, yep, do it.
So how much damage are you doing?
2.
So you get the effect. So if you've got no trophies above 3, you get to move that up.
That's quite interesting, like quite thematic. Like the ranged weapons, most of the time get to fire before anything else. Obviously, shooting from range.
Right. Then the monster attacks. So it's a green dice, yeah.
Where's the green die? You got it.
2. So all of us take 2 damage.
All right. So I'm fully healed because last turn I went to the Hunter's Dream. This puts me down to 6.
And then I stab it for 1.
All right. So I'm doing.
And
You put 1 up.
Oh yeah, because you got no level 3s. And I am doing 2 plus the amount of damage he
If it's
did.
above level 3.
So it's 2. So I'm doing 4 damage.
oh, Jason,
Nice.
just allowed him the kill.
And then I also will
denies me
push
another
up 1. I'll push up this 1 over there.
Okay, so me, so I do 4 damage, there's only 3 available, so I can only take those 3. So I get to push 1 up. So I think
It's got to be the... No. Oh yeah, you're right.
Do that one, because I'm going to...
Yeah.
And then because it died, whichever one of us did, or whoever's done damage to it, we gain
It's
1 in
all
each
of
of
us.
those. All of us damaged it, so we'll all gain 1 of the tentacle and 1 of the skull.
And that boss is toast.
Nobody went to the Hunter's Dream.
Nope. That's the 4th phase of the game.
At the end of the round, a new monster comes out. We also gain a health because of the final boss's ability. And I pass the first player marker on.
Okay, so this guy's ability, he's the Scholars. When revealed, each hunter gains 1 new upgrade in turn order, then refill the available upgrades.
Sake. Just frigging past the first player marker as well. Can you put 4 health on him?
Jason gets to upgrade first.
Oh, that's interesting. Wow, that is really interesting. The thing is, I've got 5, 6, 7 cards. So any card I take now is going to replace a card in my hand. I'm tempted by the blood vial, you know.
How much unbanked blood you've got as well?
Yeah, I know. I need to make some blood, I reckon. This guy is really easy to kill. Friggin' hell.
No, he'll run away as well if he doesn't get killed. Today, Jason.
I don't know.
Should put some lift music on for them.
You know what? I'm going to take the blood vial.
Yeah. So rifle. Ginger cannon.
I will.
You got a ditch one, Jason.
Oh, yes.
Beautiful
I'm gonna
health.
put the
Also
Molotov
take
cocktail.
1 blood from each hunt.
So I'm back down to 7 cards again.
I think it's quite good as well because it heals you too.
Yeah. I might get.
And then this is the card I'm going to play this turn.
Let's do it. What's that? I'll take that.
Alright.
Okay, so we can reveal the next 4. That's it.
Get rid of the card.
Oh, the freaking...
Hey, look, they all look familiar.
Alright, so that's that. Now
That's
we
his revealing thing.
Yep.
Now we actually
choose a card to
choose
play.
the card, don't we? Oh, that's in my hand.
As you saw, I chose. I'm the first player, as indicated by Mr. Bloodborne.
Very annoying.
I need to bank some blood. I'm a little concerned.
So you're going the Hunter's Dream, which is going to give D the kill. You dick.
What are you doing, James? Alright, everyone chosen?
Mm-hmm.
I am not going Hunter's Dream. I'm going
I went
bolt
Ludwig's
paper.
rifle because I thought you'd do that.
Yeah. As soon as you picked it up, I knew exactly that's what you're going to be doing. So, Hunter's
You
Dream.
both need big rifles.
So that-
Oh no, he's doing
Oh,
it.
that's
Yeah.
discard.
that's
yeah.
definitely why I took it as well because
Yeah.
there's no other copy. So.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse that. Right.
So no transforms.
No.
So instant. So no other person played Ludwig's rifle. So I take 2.
Yep. And I am doing 4.
No, you're not. They attack first.
Oh yes. Which is green.
1.
1 plus 1, 2, 2.
2 damage.
So any of us that are going to Hunter's Dream takes half damage from that.
I'm actually so glad you did that as well because it means we actually kill it and get the trophy.
That's right, yeah. I do 4 damage, but there's only 2 available. So I take 2 more,
Man, I hope that in-boss kills you.
and I get the trophy.
Look how much unbanked blood you've got. You deserve to die.
Isn't this a push your luck game?
It feels like it. End of turn, we will gain.
Hang on. We're going to
Oh,
Hunter's
yeah,
Dream.
sorry.
Yeah. If the monster doesn't have all the blood, you should collect. Okay. If the monster doesn't have all the
Basically,
blood,
if there's
you
not any
should
blood left,
James
you can
struggling
take
to
it from
figure
the
it out.
pool instead. So you
Right,
take
yeah,
it from
yeah.
the stock, so you're
Oh, yeah.
always going to gain 2 and
gain
if you
2
don't
from
die.
that. Okay.
So we're on to the boss now.
After they've done their dreaming.
And the boss gives you 1 of each trophy as well, which is pretty cool. These are the cards I have left.
And I will.
So I'm going to think about that. So basically, you've seen a couple of rotations now. I don't think there's anything really more I can show you.
No, not really.
We'll obviously refill this. First player marker will move on to D. We gain a life back thanks to the wet nurse. And that is pretty much that.
We'll come back after we've beat the crap out of the wet nurse.
That's right. Alright, so we've finished off the game. We've defeated the Murgo's wet nurse. And we've tallied up the points. And the points are basically these banked blood that you get. On the last turn, any blood you had left over there gets carried over to your bank section as well. And then any points you have left from these trophies. So I actually did quite well on the trophies on the last turn there. Because she gives you 1 of each. And I played a card. They gave me 1 extra. So, in 4th place, and we'll talk about how the places are going to change in a second. But in 4th place was James on 28 points.
Yeah.
Is that right? 3rd was Martin with 30. 2nd place was me with 34. I'm quite surprised I made 2nd considering how badly I was doing. And the winner is D with 35.
Yeah.
1 point win.
One squeaky point.
Which is quite ironic. On the last turn, what we didn't say, D played a card. He had no chance of getting any more points, but he played a card to stop James from getting any points. Which, at the time, we just thought he was taking the piss out of James.
In all fairness, I absolutely done it because no matter what card I would have played, I could gain no points, and I could play one particular card which would negate somebody else getting points. It happened to be James.
Yeah.
But it did mean that Jason gained points though, so it was a little bit of
but in terms of me gaining points,
yeah.
And it stopped James from winning, I think. Or no, coming second. No, James would have come second then.
By a tiebreaker.
He would have then tied on points with me rather than.
So that was shows you how pretty close that was, and it was really quick. I mean, how fast did we play that? Maybe half an hour, 40 minutes.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
And that's with filming and explaining the rules to James as well. So that was pretty quick and really close. So let's talk about what we thought of how it went. So with you, D, the winner. You've played this a couple of times now. What do you think?
That's my third game, I think. I think it's really quite good. Really quick, really simple. Components-wise, like the art is really good. Good stock cards, dice. Good all-round game. I like the deck builder element, but you're limited to only having the 7 cards, so you can't just keep on getting loads of good stuff. You have to filter out some stuff. So it started to get to a stage where I was doing the Hunter's Dream so often that I was no longer had any of the crap combat cards.
Yeah.
It's a case of now which one's actually going to be better for me and having to make decisions about changing how I was playing and stuff. So
There came a couple of cards as well. Some of the monsters, they gave us more,
Yeah.
which was quite annoying at times because it's like...
there's 2 of them, wasn't it? It's like, oh yeah, get a free card. It's like, I don't really want to make these decisions. I think in that particular game as well, I started really strong. Really strong. Got loads of blood take to start with, and I was like miles ahead of people, but I think I slowed down towards the end. But obviously, it's fortunate that obviously I did win.
Well, I think it helped that he had a massive hammer.
Yeah, 4-point hammer is pretty fucking good.
And you played the range cards at the right time as well.
Yeah.
To sneak in some points
Like
when you were last in turn order.
previous games, I've decided to go like a route of always go just melee, then always go just range. This time I diversified and I just chose cards. I thought the abilities were quite good.
Yeah.
And I think that's actually it's the best game I've played by not doing just one particular type of combat. So.
I went heavy melee this time.
Yeah. In terms of, I wouldn't say I don't like about the game, but one thing could be improved is playing it 3 times now. I've seen all the cards. In terms of what you buy, there now needs to be an expansion for it to become.
Luckily, there's one coming out.
Yeah, an extra bit. So,
but yeah, I agree as well.
I think that'll probably be the same for most people.
It almost needs to be just a card expansion, really.
Yeah, just literally here's some new weapons.
It doesn't need to
some variety to the cards as well.
Yeah, it doesn't need to add any new mechanism unless it's like a specific kind of like new thing on the cards or whatever.
You do not need to tamper with the actual gameplay side of things. You just need to add some extra variants of what you can get. Rating side of things. 8. Yeah.
Cool. So James, as a first time player, what did you think of this?
Oh, I loved the game. I really did. I mean, I love the artwork. Artwork's a big thing for me for gaming, and this hits my G spot big time. Yeah, but
I was wondering what that smell was.
I did say I had a bit of a dodgy stomach. But anyway, pretty much what everyone else is saying. There needs to be more upgrade cards. I'm not sure how many different types of monsters there are, like boss and boss.
There's actually quite a lot of
monsters.
There's 5 final bosses, but there's quite a lot of like normal regular bosses.
These were all taken.
Oh,
out, so quite a lot in terms of
quite a lot of
monsters, mini bosses.
Is there only like one of each type of monster? Is there?
Yeah.
Those are the extra
More of those wouldn't be a bad thing either.
I mean, straight away playing that once, I know what cards, because there wasn't a lot of cards here. I know what cards I'm looking
Weapon
at
and
straight
action
away.
cards,
Yeah, I know what ones I want to keep straight away. But it all depends who. I mean, Martin was very lucky getting the first player on the boss on the last turn because they only had 4 health. And me being last was like, oh, I'm pretty screwed now.
Although I didn't get it first, it went through you and
it went for us first.
So it just so happened.
Just know like the timing side of things. When it's low on health, whoever's first player is 9 times out of 10 gonna get the benefit. But that's
definitely.
part of the
just
game,
the way
right?
it is.
If you don't hit it hard enough.
That's where the range weapons come in nice to steal the points of someone.
Yeah, definitely. I'll give it a solid 8 as well.
All right.
Yeah, I'll give it a solid 8.
How about you, Kabali?
Yeah, I think it's really good as well. It's kind of cutthroat caverns without a lot of the preamble, essentially.
And half the time.
Not quite as much dicking over, I think, and I think that's probably what the expansion will bring, a bit more cards which screw over other people, maybe fluff up their attacks and whatnot, but yeah I think it's really solid. It doesn't overstay its welcome. The components are really nice, as Dee said. Really like these red blood tokens, they're cool. Just needs more variety, as we said. An expansion will just give it that variety that it needs, because once you've played it a few times, it's like, man, I've seen all the cards, and that's not necessarily a problem. It would be nice, certainly in my perspective.
There's no more surprises, basically.
No, not at all. Yeah, and that's kind of what's nice about it, to be honest. That there's that, there's sort of unknown quantity element to it. But once you've played it a couple of times, that is it. There is no surprises, and you kind of get to know that card's really good. That card's not. That being said, I think, generally speaking,
all really good in their own. There's no cards which like this is miles better, apart from like the start. But yeah, they're good in their own unique ways.
Yeah, I mean things like the Molotov and the Blood Vial are decent, but I would much rather have something that did
some
decent damage.
Yeah.
So I almost wish that those didn't add to your card limit.
Hand size, so maybe you can
so
have
it's like a bonus card. Yeah, something like that. But these are minor niggles, really. Generally speaking, I think it's really good, and like these two, I would score it an 8 too.
All right, cool. Yeah, from myself, I thought, like everyone says, components are really good, art's really good. The gameplay is actually a lot more interesting than I realised. I don't know if you got to see that on the gameplay turn, but on your turn, these handed cards, and because you're limited to how many you have, and you can choose any one you want, there's quite interesting decisions to be made on what you're going to play. Like Dee was choosing his ranged weapons nicely, just like if it's Martin's got the first player, and he knows that he's not going to get a chance to play a melee weapon, stick in a ranged weapon.
Yeah, like timing, like how much damage has it got left? Is it likely that I'm going to be able to use a melee weapon to do damage? No, so I might as well use something to either nick some or to do something else, because there's an unlikely chance that it's going to come around for me to actually get any of the blood.
That's why the transform card's really useful as well. But I got rid of mine, and then as soon as I got rid of it, I regretted doing that as well.
Yeah, I did want to get rid of mine. I did in the end, but it's definitely one to keep, I reckon.
And I think the dice with the pluses are really interesting as well, because on your turn you think, man, I could die if someone rolls really, really crappily. Like 1 + 1 + 1 + 1.
It doesn't make any difference which dice per se. You can still always die. There's no definite safe bet.
I also think we'll see monsters that roll more
maybe
than one.
multiple dice or something.
A yellow green.
Yeah, I see that as well, because the danger from what that brings is really interesting, and I like that. I like that dangerousness. I mean, there was the point in there where I had 2 life left, and I thought I wasn't going to make it out, so I played.
You played like a Molotov to do damage to everyone
rather
else.
Than go down. The creatures got round defense, didn't it? Basically,
exactly.
So you thought, I'm definitely dead. I'll do this. Make sure I do some damage to other people instead, rather than do the Hunter's Dream and bank all your blood.
And what did I roll? Yeah. A 0. I rolled a 0.
Left yourself on 1 and us with loads of extra blood.
Yes, that cost me the game. Damn it. No, I liked it. I thought it was really good. I liked it the first time I played it. I've liked it all the times I've played it since. I've played it 5-player, 2-player.
Yeah, it works really well in.
No, not 2-player, but
in player counts. I mean, we've not played it in all player counts, I don't think, but certainly in.
I think we have. It's 3, 4, and 5.
Oh, okay, then we have then.
Yeah, we played a 5 at the last time we were at Harpenden.
So yeah, and it works. It works fine. I mean, the balancer basically is they get more blood on a 4-player and even more blood on a 5, and that's basically obviously you get less cards you go through. That's it.
Yeah, and it goes still pretty quick. So I really like it. I rated it 8 as well, and the 8 is a proviso that they bring out more cards for this. I know there's an expansion coming, but I have no idea what the expansion entails. But that expansion is much needed for further plays. If this was all there was, I think eventually I would stop playing it, because unless I'm playing with new people and they want to see what the game is like James tonight.
One thing
Which I almost bought it today.
Yeah.
One thing I will say is like the time limit. I seem to find it quite rare in our game group in particular, that when it says a time limit, that's normally like how can we try and fit it within the actual time limit? But this was clearly within the 30 to 60 minutes, which is really good. It's really easy to pick up.
Yeah, I mean, I thought I was very involved with it, but then when we finished, it was like, that didn't take a lot of time. But there was not one point in the game I was like, this is dragging, or this is really quick, know.
Keeps you on your toes.
Yeah. But there's no downtime as such, really.
No, it's just play, smash, go. Yeah. All right, there we go. That's Bloodborne, the card game. We all really liked it. I'd suggest you go have a check it out if you haven't played it. And see you guys on the next game night. Say good night, guys.
Night.